Hey everyone, this is Carla, and welcome to an all new episode of Projectized, the project management show. Where today I want to talk about Slack being down. So, Slack is down as of Monday, October 5th, 2020. And this is a very big teachable lesson, specifically as it pertains to project management. I want to focus on time management, schedule management, and the schedule reserve. So, for those who are new, my name is Carla R. Jenkins, and I'm a certified project management professional and also the hostess of Projectized. So, as it pertains to the project management body of knowledge 6th edition, there are three baselines: there's the scope baseline, the schedule baseline, and the cost baseline. And within the schedule and the cost baseline, there's two parts of the reserve. There is the contingency reserve, which you control as the project manager for time, which is why it's in the schedule baseline. And then with cost, you control it, and that contingency reserve is in the cost baseline. And those are for known unknowns. However, the management reserve, which is the second part of reserve analysis, is neither in the schedule baseline nor the cost baseline because you, the project manager, doesn't control it. And as it pertains to Slack being down today, this is actually a schedule management reserve. Why? Because it's an unknown unknown. Yes, I know that Slack sometimes goes out, but it is not known when it was going to go out. Like, it wasn't known that, like, when they do updates on the weekends, that's a known thing. So that would be a contingency reserve where you reallocate your time and your people to doing a work around the uh the the scheduled Slack downtime. So that's something that you work around. But when it went down on Monday, which was a work day, a business day, that's an unknown. So what you do as a project manager is you float a memo up to, the functional manager or management or one of the stakeholders that is a risk owner overseeing your project, and tell them that Slack is down. I wanted to use that as an example so that you, as a project manager, can understand that this being down is outside the contingency reserve. What you do then is you see, if it's intermittent, has it come back up? Can you do a potential time workaround? Do you need to adjust the project schedule? Was there anything that was critical that had to be due today? If so, let everyone know. But remember, 90% of your job as a project manager is communication. So you, as the project manager, will communicate that to management and let them know about it, because this is the management reserve part of schedule reserve analysis. So there's two types of reserves as it pertains to schedule: the contingency reserve, which you oversee as a project manager, which is known unknowns, and then the management reserve, which is for unknown unknowns. And Slack being down right now is an unknown unknown because it happened on a work day. It wasn't like an email got sent out and you knew it and you had to work around it. Another thing I also want to talk about as it pertains to communication, since I mentioned 90% of your job is communication, is having a backup communication channel. I know that we are very, very dependent upon the internet, the cloud, because Slack runs in the cloud, cloud computing, whether it's Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, Google, Alibaba, IBM, what have you. But in times like this, it's still very important to have a backup communication channel. Yes, we are very reliant on a Slack, Jira, Confluence, Atlassian, Microsoft Teams. But maybe in this situation, your backup communication will either be the phone, if you have someone's phone number, or email like Microsoft Outlook or any type of enterprise communication. That would be your backup. So I wanted to use this episode of Projectized to do two things. To first talk about the schedule type of reserves that are available. Remember, you have two types of schedule reserves: contingency reserve, which you, the project manager, is over. That's why it's in the schedule baseline. The management reserve, which is not in the schedule baseline because you as a project manager does not cover it. Remember, contingency is known unknowns and management reserve is unknown unknown. And in this predicament regarding Slack being down, it's an unknown unknown. So you as the project manager communicate that to management and they take over from there because it's an unknown unknown. It wasn't a scheduled outage. The second thing I wanted to cover was having a backup communication channel. It's very important that, yes, we have a reliance on Slack and cloud technology uh, workflow management tools. However, we should have a backup just in case those things fail. Some of the things that you can do in this case would be email because you can cover your files and send your files by email versus over a phone. But you can also, if you have someone's phone number, you can communicate with that too. So those are the two lessons I wanted to bring up for Projectized, making this a teachable moment for everyone, whether you're watching me on Periscope, Instagram Live, or YouTube Live. Projectized comes on Mondays through Fridays, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My name is Carla R. Jenkins. The episode of Projectized. Thanks for watching. And as always, if you need to get in touch with me regarding managing your projects, contact me at carlarjenkins.com/contact.